Coverage you can count on. This is WNEMTV5 News.
Today's Trump appearance on the ballot up to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm Sierra Cersei. And President Biden tries to reconnect with Michigan voters.
Plus, Governor Gretchen Whitmer's big budget proposal. I'm Blake Keller. What it could mean for all of us right here in Michigan.
Valentine's Day is almost here, but why not treat yourself first? I'm Lauren Piesco, live in Bay City, talking about one event you won't want to miss. It's time to wake up mid-Michigan. It's Thursday, February 8th.
And we're starting with a look ahead at today, where you can expect a historic day at the U.S. Supreme Court. Justices are set to hear a landmark case on whether former President Donald Trump is eligible for a second run for the White House. You can see right here, security fencing is up at the nation's capital as people camp outside the Supreme Court. They're hoping to answer whether Trump's actions in the January 6th insurrection disqualify him based on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
This is the first time since the Bush versus Gore decision back in the year 2000 that the High Court is at the center of a presidential election once again. Michael George now has more on what to expect and what's at stake.
The line began forming yesterday into the night outside of the U.S. Supreme Court, where the 9 justices will hear oral arguments today on whether former President Trump is eligible to stay on the 2024 ballot.
This is a landmark decision, and I want to be in the room where it happens, to quote Hamilton.
The legal battle was sparked after Colorado's Supreme Court ruled in favor of a group of voters who challenged Trump's candidacy based on his actions on January 6th. They argued those actions violated Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which disqualifies officers of the United States who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding office.
Once a state has said that Trump is disqualified, the Supreme Court had to weigh in. It's going to have to resolve a number of difficult legal and factual questions.
Trump's legal team argues he is not an officer of the United States as a former president, and that he did not engage in an insurrection. The justices will also be asked to consider whether state courts have the power to enforce Section 3.
They're deciding something for which there's not a lot of modern precedent, where political tensions are high.
The Supreme Court's ruling will reverberate throughout the country, with challenges to Trump's candidacy pending in over 30 states, including Maine. Michael George, CBS News.
Today's arguments do come 2 days after a D.C. federal appeals court rejected the former president's claim of immunity from federal prosecution as it relates to special counsel Jack Smith's election interference case. The president's team has until next week to appeal that decision.
Well, here in mid-Michigan, we are first alerting you to a warmer day where you can see some of our high temperatures on your screen. And yeah, they're almost at 60. We have First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro here in the First Alert Weather Center, first alerting us to this day.
Yeah, and certainly another warm day ahead of us here. One of the things that we have seen in our data this morning is even a slightly warmer trend for today, too. So we just want to give you that first alert that our high temperatures today have been trending upwards just slightly. We also have seen a slight update to the arrival time of those showers this evening. Still expecting them to come in this evening, not expecting a lot of rain. Just something to keep in mind, though, if you live near Mount Pleasant. We'll see that in your full First Alert hour by hour coming up. Also, our wind gusts starting to pick up today and into tonight and tomorrow. Some of our wind gusts today right around 25 miles per hour. But a quick look at some of those high temperatures right around Flint, potentially tying the record there today at 57 degrees. Owasso, Chesaning, possibly even closer to 59 by this afternoon. With the quiet weather that we've had this morning, too, your live on time traffic map, that's been looking pretty good for us. Sponsored by Mid-Michigan Toyota Dealers. Not seeing any major issues or slowdowns across mid-Michigan. Down towards Flushing, there was a crash earlier this morning. That crash on Potter Road has since been cleared, so everything looks good around Flint, Flushing, Swartz Creek for your morning commute. Towards Lansing, no issues that way, and if you're traveling towards Metro Detroit, we have not seen any crashes or delays in that direction as well. Blake, Sarah, over to you.
Okay, Matthew, thank you. A water main work is closing a section of a busy State Street in Saginaw. Crews are working within the right-of-way between Bay and Hanley. Both lanes in this stretch are expected to be closed through next Friday. That's February 16th.
Take a look at your screen. Don't be alarmed if you see this helicopter flying around mid-Michigan. Crews are working on the power lines, adding additional wind-absorbing protection to prevent power lines from going out during high wind storms. The crews flew around Hampton Township just Wednesday, making their way towards Saginaw County.
Developing this morning, a man is accused of lighting a woman's home on fire, killing her and her cat and dog. 31-year-old Chad Egan is charged with murder and first-degree arson in the Saturday death of 43-year-old Angela Craig, who lived in Flint Township. Investigators say they tracked him down through surveillance video.
A sentencing next month for the father of a toddler found dead in a ditch in Genesee County. A jury convicting this man, Michael Butler, of murder and the death of 16-month-old Chaos D'Amelio. His body found in August of 2022 on Moorish Road in Montrose Township. That baby had meth in his system and a fractured skull.
And across Michigan, State Trooper Dennis McGuckin here honored in Lansing because of this photo showing him and his partner Draco meeting with a child who was hospitalized after being hit by a car. McGuckin, who works out of the Flint Post, made the visit through the Children's Miracle Network. He got the State Police Community Engagement Photo of the Year award.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer announcing her new budget proposal Wednesday, which includes investments in state police and public safety. The proposal includes $5 million to help local law enforcement with hiring and retiring officers, $1.4 million for security at the state capitol, and $10 million for the Disaster and Emergency Fund, and $500,000 to help local governments with projects that reduce the impact of future disasters. Governor Whitmer's budget proposal also includes plans to make sure education is more affordable. Be sure to stay here with us, TV5, all morning long. We're going to bring you coverage on that part of the proposal in our next half hour.
Really surprised what the weather is this time of year, but this is outstanding.
I don't need this coat on.
It's just beautiful, and you can tell I haven't played in a while because I hit the ball good. If I play too much, the ball's all over the place.
A lot of happy golfers. We got about 40 rounds booked today. Phone's been ringing nonstop. We got about 60 rounds booked for tomorrow, so gonna be a good week.
All right, another golf course opening this week after golfers taking advantage of our unseasonably warm weather at Curry Municipal Golf Course in Midland, which opened up 9 holes Wednesday. And Flushing Valley Golf Club will be open today and tomorrow at 11. We just got a live look here at the club. It is $15 all day. Both of those courses are walking only.
And certainly another nice day if you will be heading out to take advantage of some of this February Michigan golf. Hard to believe with this unseasonably warm weather for this morning. Temperatures also starting off mild. We have 37 in Flint and in Flushing, 39 in Owasso, a little bit cooler, 31 in West Branch, 32 in Gladwin. Southerly wind for today. That'll gust to around 25 miles per hour by this afternoon. That's what's taking us into those 50s. I have an update regarding the wind for your Friday. Blake's here. We'll take a look at that in your full First Alert forecast.
All right, Matthew, thank you. TV5 News Time this morning is 6:06.
Officials from the Biden administration visiting Michigan today to meet with Arab American and Muslim communities. But the pledge some leaders in that community are taking that could hurt the president's campaign.
Our TV5 team, Lauren Piesco, and I think our photographer Ian is with her this morning. They're in Uptown Bay City, showing us some local small businesses that you can support in some ways that you could treat yourself this weekend for Valentine's Day. We'll be right back after Blake.
Yeah, no worries. This is I-69. If you're heading out in this area in Genesee County, got a good flow of traffic, so enjoy. We'll be right back.